and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. The biggest thing and the most exciting thing to come from this game is that Espanyol have been officially relegated for the first time in 26 years. And as you heard around the Camp Nou, there may not have been any fans inside the stadium, but right around the outside, fireworks going off. There was celebration in the city as Espanyol, they are gone. They are now a Segunda Division team after Barcelona, thanks to a Suarez second half goal, just about dispatched them 1-0. But of course, we are going to talk about the game, exactly what happened in that 90 minutes, which wasn't a great deal. I have to say, it wasn't a good game from Barcelona. It wasn't a particularly exciting game. What there was in that second half there was a 10-minute spell where everything happened, where everything you could imagine, it happened, and it was absolutely mental. But apart from that, it wasn't exactly great. Let's discuss it, exactly why, and how it all happened. Coming right up for you. Let's do it. Because in terms of the starting lineup, Quique Setién made there just one change from that impressive display against Villarreal just on the weekend there. It was Arturo Vidal who dropped to the bench and Ivan Rakitic there who came into the lineup. And on paper there, that looks very, very good. It looked like, again, we were going to see Messi, Suarez and Griezmann in that different type of system there. Very, very narrow up front. And that is how it started. You know, Griezmann was, again, in the central area. He was picking the ball up much more often. And that was good to see. But in that first half, not just from the front three, but through the entire team, it was so slow. It was so lethargic. And it just looked out there, to be honest, as though it was a group of aging players who were tired after so many games. That's what it was. I don't want to make excuses for them, and I don't want to say, you know, that's why they were bad, because, of course, they have to do better, and they will have to do better. Believe me, in the games we have to come, not in La Liga, but Champions League, you've got to up the tempo massively from what we saw tonight. But, of course, it was a kind of game that was cagey. It was nervy at times, particularly at the end there. We were hoping Espanyol didn't get that equalising goal to keep them in the division a bit longer. But in the first half, we didn't move the ball quick enough. There wasn't movement off the ball. There wasn't players there darting into space. And Espanyol, to be fair, put 11 men behind the ball. They were very, very negative in their style. But Barça, as you can see, not enough shots in that first half. And to be fair, even though Espanyol were very defensive, I was quite confused actually at the way they went about the game, because even though they needed to win to stay in the league, they still resorted there to very, very defensive tactics right the way through the game. But they did have a few counter-attacks. They did split us open with one or two passes. Again, we saw just one ball there floated over the top of one ball, played in behind there, completely obliterating our back four, and that's not good to see. Ter Stegen brought into action there on several occasions. He made some very, very good saves, and in that first half, Espanyol were more dangerous. It was poor from Barcelona, which was exactly why I was so happy. I was absolutely hyped, because in the second half, right away on 45 minutes, as they came out again for that second half, Quique Setién said, right, we're going to make a change. And it was a big one too. Ansu Fati there coming on, an extra attacker, a wide player that we desperately needed there in this kind of game. Ansu comes on and Semedo comes off. So that there was a really attack-minded change from Setién, and it seemed as though we were going to line up in an actual there 4-2-4 formation with Sergio Roberto going back to right back, and then of course Ansu Fati playing on the left with Griezmann and Suarez and Messi out to the right hand side. And I was really excited to see how this was going to work, how this really attacking formation was going to take shape. But sadly, we didn't really get to see it, because just minutes after coming on, Ansu Fati was on his way back off, because there was a challenge there. It was one of those 50-50 balls. Quite clearly Ansu came on and he was fired up. You know, he wanted to get things going. He was trying to play there with a bit of energy, trying to get about the pitch, and he flies into a tackle. And to be fair to the young lad, he gets the ball. He does actually win the ball, but he's deemed by the referee there to be out of control. He's got his studs pretty high, and for that reason, the referee originally gives him a yellow card, but he goes over to the VAR machine, has a look, and changes it to a red. Ansu Fati sent off there for the first time in his Barça career, and within just minutes, suddenly then, that different game plan from Setién, that was all up in the air. We were down to 10 men, and things weren't exactly looking too clever. But this is what I mean. Start of the second half, it was absolutely mental, because just 2 minutes after that Ansu red, Espanyol then launched themselves into a tackle of their own. It's Espanyol's Paul Lozano there who goes flying in on Gerard Piqué in pretty much the same sort of manner. He's got the studs high, he doesn't even really win the ball, he connects with Gerard Piqué's shin, and quite clearly, it's a similar sort of challenge. And you're saying there, well, how is that not a red then? Because the referee again gives the yellow card, but again it's the same process. process. He goes over, he has a look at it, and then he changes it to a red card. Within minutes there, we've gone from 11 versus 11 in a really tight affair to 10 versus 10. And what I was hoping then was that we get more space. And to be fair, we did. And straight away, we were looking there to play Griezmann in, to play Suarez in. Messi was getting a little bit more room on the ball, and that was good to see. And I've got to say, it's a phenomenal goal. It's a really important goal here from Barcelona, not only to win the game, but also again to see Griezmann becoming more and more comfortable, not just in the front three, but playing with Lionel Messi. Because he makes a really intelligent run there. Jordi Alba picks him out. He makes it round the back of the Espanyol defence in a tight area. And the good thing about Griezmann here, he knows where Messi's going to be. He understands now that run of Messi into the area. It's a really nice back heel into the path of Messi. Now, Messi's shot is blocked. That's a shame. But it then falls to Suarez. And to be honest, it was typical Suarez. Typical Suarez performance. Because overall, he was not great. We all know that. We all saw that out there tonight. But again, when you need him, he's in the right place at the right time. Typical poacher's goal, and it wins us the game. And that's the thing about Suarez right now. You're not really sure what to do with him, but he's got a really important goal here. And straight away when that goal went in, Griezmann looked at Messi, and again they went for each other. It was a celebration between Griezmann and Messi for that little connection, that little bit of link-up play, and that was the one bright spark here to take from this game. Yes, Barcelona were not good. We were lethargic. We didn't create anywhere near the amount of chances that we did against Villarreal, but coming into this game, we did know that it was going to be different. We did know that it was going to be harder there to find space, to find time on the ball. Espanyol, well, like I say, so negative for the situation they were in, but eventually, we did get that goal, and that was pretty much the only clear-cut chance we had in front of goal. There was a volley from Messi. It was absolutely brilliantly struck there, out on the right-hand side. Roberto there, back to right back, plays a brilliant ball there to the back post. Messi finds himself in some space. He leathers a volley. Absolute thunderous strike there towards Diego Lopez's goal, but it's a brilliant save there from the goalkeeper, and that was pretty much it. There was a few subs there from Setién on 71 minutes. We saw Griezmann go off and Arturo Vidal come on. A bit more steel there in midfield and a bit more energy as we tried there to control the game a bit more, to deny Espanyol having some chances. And 10 minutes later, it was Martin Braithwaite coming on for Luis Suarez. But like I say there, Ansu Fati getting so quickly sent off. That did alter the game plan. But what I would say was, where's Ricky Puig? In this kind of game, I think we were crying out there for some creativity from midfield, and not just creativity, but somebody there brave enough to make that movement, to actually there go and pick out that pass. Because again, when you're playing against a team who have such a low block, and Setién knows this, Setién knew that coming into this game, we wouldn't have the space. And that's why I'm really surprised here that today we didn't see Ricky Puig. It looked like the kind of game that would have suited him really well. And that was a shame for me. And I'm just wondering overall today, what was the reason there behind that sluggish performance in Barcelona? I don't want to read too much into it. I think, like we said before, we've got to wait for this consistency now from the front three. We're going to have to watch it again against Valladolid. But I think certainly here, there was definite tiredness. Players out there were not looking sharp. They were not looking on it tonight. But at the same time, maybe then make some more changes to the team. Maybe then refresh that team a bit more so that we are looking a bit more fresh and a little bit more fitter coming into this game. And I'd also question there whether that bus trip to Villarreal, was that a good thing? I'm not really sure why the club did that. On Sunday, we actually took the bus there to play Villarreal. It was 3-4 hours there on a coach to actually go and travel to the game and then back as well. Usually in that situation, we take the plane. That has been used there as some sort of excuse for the players. I don't really know whether that impacted them. But overall today, Barcelona was certainly nowhere near our best, was nowhere near the kind of quality that we saw against Villarreal. But like I keep saying, this is a work in progress. Tonight, we got the job done. We beat Espanyol, and in the process, relegated them to the Segunda. And as you can see here, guys, from the La Liga table, there's now 3 games remaining for Barcelona. And we move within 1 point now of Real Madrid at the top of the league. But Real Madrid, of course, have that game in hand. They're in action tomorrow against Alaves at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium. And that home game there is one they will expect to win and once again move clear from us at the top of the league. And of course, the title still remains very unlikely. And we're all aware of that. But at least tonight, we got the job done, we got the 3 points we needed, and we put the pressure on. We'll go on tomorrow, see what Real do, and then of course on Saturday, it's time for us again to play. The game's now coming very quickly. I think we've got to see a few more changes. We've got to see here the squad rotated a bit more from Setién to keep the guys fresh. Hopefully, we can do that, and we'll see what happens in the next game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What did you make tonight of the performance? What did you make of the goal from Barcelona? And as well, what did you make of that crazy period in the game with those 2 red cards? Should they have been reds? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, I will see you soon for plenty more coming up. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for your support. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça!